What is good, y'all? Coming to you once again from the Loess Hills State Forest of Western Iowa. Coming to you today, late July, on part 3 of my 4-part backpacking series of adventures through the Loess Hills State Forest. And today we're going to focus on Preparation Canyon Unit. So as we're coming to you towards the end of July in the middle of Iowa, as you might imagine, as you can see right now, it is pretty thick. There's going to be a little bit of bushwhacking that's going to have to occur today. This is actually, I think, a lesser used trail, but a trail nonetheless, and you can see that it's a little thick in here, but you just use permethrin and are vigilant about looking for ticks and things of that sort, you do just fine. And it's absolutely beautiful out here, all the wildflowers. All right, well, after having a wrestling match with the flora here of Loess Hills State Forest, I think I'm gonna make an audible here and actually move to a more established part of the trail. I knew when I selected this part of the park that it wasn't gonna be necessarily an established trail and it'd be a little thick through here, but I kind of underestimated that. So we are gonna go to Jones Creek Pond instead and start our voyage from there. We'll just consider this a happy little offshoot in the meantime. All right, as well, we've now selected the wiser path, which I don't always do, and take a more established trail, which we've found now. And as you might be able to see, this is a path a little easier to manage. So after making that wise decision, it just provides a good opportunity to demonstrate once again. The thing about backpacking is you're going to go in with a plan, and you had better be willing and able to adjust to the plan, because more likely than not, some element of it is going to change. So one thing I just wanted to talk about real quickly is, I'd mentioned earlier, we're late July. It's not too incredibly hot today. It's about 80 degrees, pretty humid. For the middle of July in Iowa, that's actually pretty tame, but still, you know, one that requires a lot of water. And on that front, this particular part of the park, and pretty much all the entire Loess Hills State Forest, the one drawback, if as backpacker, is you're really not going to have any opportunities to filter water. So one thing that I've done today and that I highly recommend for anybody who's going to do, you know, a long overnighter or, you know, a multiple day trip is to cache water along the trails here. The trails do intersect with a lot of farm roads as you go through them, so you can just do some planning in advance. I cached some earlier, so again, later in the trip, I'll be going ahead and getting those. So just something to keep in mind if you're coming up here for a backpacking excursion is you're gonna have to carry on all your water. All right, well, we are about 4 miles in, probably about a mile and a half to go to where I intend to camp. But we've actually reached the crossroads here. To that side is actually where I'll be going tomorrow. It goes up to the scenic overlook, which probably is the most traveled to place. And if you were to Google Loess Hills State Forest, that's probably the image that would most likely come up. So again, we'll be going up there tomorrow. Preferably at sunlight. I think it's going to be a little bit more fun to get a look at in the early morning. So we're going to try that early in the morning. But in the interim, we're going to go that way and find camp, which again, we're about an hour and a half out. Like I talked about earlier, I got to pick up that water, so we'll do that, find our way to camp, and get ready for sunset. All right, well, I have found the water cache area that I cited earlier that I went ahead and stashed a couple 3 bottles of water. I drank 2 thus far, so basically I'm gonna go ahead, get in here, get 2 out, replace the ones, and then I'll just leave 1 here that I'll scoop up on my way up to the scenic overlook tomorrow. All right, slowly but surely making our way to camp. The last obstacle is what is behind me here. I'm actually probably a quarter of the way up it, but pretty good sized hill to get to the top of this ridge here, which overlooks should be a pretty good view of sunset due west here. So one last hill to climb, and then we'll set up camp, get some dinner started, and get a gander at sunset. All right, well, voyaging up that hill proved to be well worth it as we've established ourselves at camp. We have, as you can see, the hammock has been set up. We are going to once again go without a tarp. Looks pretty minimal chances of rain, so we'll get to again look up at the skies tonight. Should be a full moon, or pretty near a full moon, so that'll be kind of cool. And then this is the view from just a few steps from where my hammock is set up. Just an amazing lookout, good place to catch sunset here in about an hour or so. Gonna get some dinner cooked up and kind of take this place in.
Well, good morning to you. After another glorious night of the hammock, the birds have made me aware that it is now 6 a.m. and it's time for me to get up. So I'm going to get up right now, get packed up, get ready to go on over to that scenic overlook I referred to earlier so that we can get a look at sunrise at what might be the best single place within the Loess Hills State Forest.
Okay, well, we have Now come down off the hill where we camped yesterday. We grabbed our spare water and we find ourselves at that intersection we were at yesterday, which takes us now to the scenic overlook, which once again, this is probably the signature feature of the entire Loess Hills State Forest. And it's something that, again, you'll probably, a Google search will definitely yield this particular area. And what's good about this particular spot is it's one that can be accessed. You don't have to backpack in, you can actually drive right up. But just a fantastic place. As we climb this hill real quickly, get our first little glimpse at the scenic overlook. All right, we're making our way up the trail here, and we're approaching the observation deck, which is right the parking lot. Again, you can drive right up to this overlook, and it's known as the spot, so deemed by someone of Loess Hills lore. I'll find that and put that, caption that in right here. But this is the one spot. I've been out here all day, since yesterday at about noon. Haven't encountered one person. This is one place where you might actually run into people. It's Monday morning. It looks like we might have it all to ourselves, but it is one of the few places in the Loess Hills State Forest where, you might actually encounter somebody else. All right, well, we have now looped around the scenic overlook valley, and we're gonna start to head back towards the car. We're gonna head south via Sarah's Trail, which is pretty much just a kind of a saunter through a forest, kind of a green tunnel situation. So I'm not gonna film much there. I'm kind of low on battery, but we will head back towards the car, which is at Jones Creek Pond, and we'll take a look at that and get on out of here. All right, well, unfortunately we were unable to film Jones Creek State Pond. My battery is all but dead at this point in time, so we will get that the next time around. But we did complete the loop here at Preparation Canyon. This is again the third of 4 voyages to each of the 4 units of the Loess Hills State Forest. So I really appreciate you coming along, keeping you in mind too that I will be going to the final unit that I have yet to film, Pisky unit. So look forward to that in the near future. But once again, I thank you for coming along with me to the Preparation Canyon unit of the Loess Hills State Forest.